Hi, everybody. Welcome to Community Talk number 14 with the Trans Teen Film Festival. Big thanks, first of all, to our Community Talk sponsor, Iroha, who is a Japanese company who's always been super supportive of other nature and independent sex shops. So today I'm going to be joined by Adam and Elliot, who run the Trans Teen Film Festival coming up very shortly. And the Trans Teen Film Festival is a visionary platform celebrating the expression and talent of trans, non-binary, inter, two-spirit, genderqueer, and gender non-conforming teenagers, organized by two trans, non-binary filmmakers and funded by the Berliner Projektfond kulturelle Bildung. The aim of the TTFF is to foster creativity, self-expression, empowerment, and community building for the younger members of our trans community. The festival will showcase handpicked films of trans teens from all around the world, have Q&As with the young filmmakers, invite different trans youth organizations to present themselves, and create a space for filmmakers to connect. Hi, Elliot. Hi, Adam. Thanks for joining me today.
Hi.
So I'd love to hear a little bit more about your practices as filmmakers, particularly as trans and BIPOC filmmakers, and what inspired you guys to start this film festival.
You start. I start. They always start. Like, I don't like talking. Okay. Yeah, well, I usually, my art in general, when it films and when it's other things, is usually I use it as a tool basically to create impact, to make visibility, and to create change. And I usually use my art as an educational tool as well. Um, and so the movies I do are more stop motion animation. And but in general, yeah, it's more about what got us together was also making movies together for our community, helping to make short videos about different things, and yeah.
Yeah.
You?
Okay. So my film practice. Okay. So what interests me in what I make films because I'm passionate about it, and I make films because I support the idea that people like can picture better their aims and goals if they see what is possible. So um, I like to create films that ask questions about the society that we live in, and talk about utopias, or how could it be, or how do we want it to be, like just to start questions. And it's basically always about um, looking at what we view as common sense or as self-explanatory, and seeing, okay, what are the power dynamics behind that, because nothing is common sense and nothing is self-explanatory. How did we get to this knowledge, and how can we deconstruct this knowledge to see how is it that we actually want to live. And so mostly I don't talk about being queer. Actually, I think for now I never did explicitly in the films. It's just everybody in the film is queer and trans, but it's not like, oh, I'm queer, look at me. It's just like um, to see, okay, from which perspective does it come from. I think that's more important to me than to state it so explicitly.
Mm.
Yeah.
Very cool. And yeah, what inspired you guys to create a festival for trans teens?
Do you want? Should I start?
As you wish.
Okay. We were making workshops and like separately, like individually before, and we are both also filmmakers, and we wanted to create a platform that allows this specific age range of trans people to come together and connect, because it comes out of a place of, yeah, it's a place that like, it's a space that we would want to have had at that age, and spaces that are still necessary to build. Like, there are still not so many, and it's still important to have them.
Besides that, we were also talking about the fact that, like, well, being a teenager in general is like the worst age possible. It's just horrible, no matter what your gender identity is already horrible. And then being trans, non-binary, two-spirit, and so on, inter, it's just like, it's it's the most horrible like thing possible to be in this age, and to kind of try to understand who you are and what you are. This combination is a really hard one, and therefore we wanted to create also a space that allows uh, people in this long range of age um, to express themselves, to bring up their ideas, their feelings, to just have a space that allows that, and to have a space that people can exchange, they can see, and also not feel alone just by showing other works of other teenagers and allowing a space for it that others could see it, just to create a space that helps to, yeah, not feel this like emptiness and loneliness that this age can bring, and the confusion. And yeah, so that was one of the things that we found important as well. um, the
And I'm
fact
wondering,
that I work usually with younger with children and teenagers, so this is also one of the things that for me made sense also. That's I work in education since 17 years, so for me it was kind of, yeah, also, yeah.
very cool. Yeah, and I'm wondering, as you watch and select the films as you're programming your festival, if you've been noticing certain themes or issues popping up as being like particularly relevant or central to the lives of trans teens right now.
Sorrow, a lot of sorrow, a lot of pain, a lot of what the fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a bit heartbreaking to see, but it's also so relatable.
Yeah, yeah.
There's like figuring it out, kind of like trying to see, okay, what is the situation? Is the predominant theme that we have in the videos. But then I guess it's also a point of, okay, it's a specific medium, it's film. It's a film festival that's called the Trans Teen Film Festival. So it's like, it doesn't mean it's a specific one-on-one reflection of what's going on. I think there's also the idea usually that when you submit a film to the Trans Teen or to a film festival that's called the Trans Teen Film Festival, you have to make it about it. Like, which is actually not the case in our festival. We only want to show films from trans teenagers, not about specifically trans things. So I think, yes, there is a general theme that is to be seen, but I think it's also interesting to see, okay, what is the, to not take it like one-on-one, what is coming through because of the setting of which, of how it reaches us.
And speaking of particularly these themes of sadness and what the fuck, what do you guys feel are some ways that we can be connecting and supporting each other more and being more in dialogue across generations and age groups among folks in the trans community?
It's a hard one. It's a hard one because, first of all, because of Corona, and any connection is very distorted and strange right now still. And the reality that we knew before has changed, and it's not clear where it's headed still somehow. And then there is also different generations are very different in their way of communication and in their in so many things. Um, it's yeah. I mean, our platform is internet specifically. Our film festival is in the internet in order to be able to reach as much people as possible, and also the young people. This is their thing. No, they're like that's how they communicate with each other.
The young people.
Yes, no, it's like yeah. I mean, it's like this.
Yeah, no, it's like this.
Oh, yeah.
So have you been finding yourself throughout the process of organizing through COVID and moving everything online that you're getting a sense also of like teenage communication right now? And has that been creating for you also interesting ways of creating spaces for the festival?
TikTok was interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, they got so many filters for it.
It's a whole new world.
Yeah, it's a whole language, like.
And these people are making like kids are making movies like this nowadays. Actually, they make movies in TikTok like there's
all
no
the
tomorrow.
time.
Like
yeah,
this was very impressive to see.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, we were wondering what can we teach them.
Yeah, where it's not always about teaching, I guess. Then in this case, it's more like, okay, how can we create a space where you can all get together and like show what cool content you've been making or talk about what's important to you, and stuff. But so the online part was not the problem, or it was not so difficult for it to be online. Like we decided to make it online because of the pandemic, and we weren't sure what's up with the regulations, and we didn't want to always adapt our plan, so we decided to make it online from the start, so we can organize ourselves better. So, but the most challenging part is that we are the entire team. It's just us.
Yeah.
And so this whole reaching out and creating an infrastructure was very challenging. Like we have also received quite some offers from people who already had a network to like put us in their network and for us to do something within their network, but it has been very challenging for us to create our own network.
Right, and how can actually people submit their films or buy tickets to the festival, and actually who's invited to the festival? So you were saying the festival is showcasing strictly films made by trans teens. So these are also like teenagers who are directing and I don't know, maybe producing even their own films.
Teenagers and young adults.
Yeah. Now it's up to 27.
Okay, cool. And so, but so yeah, who's invited to attend the screenings virtually, or I don't know, participate in the networking or kind of more collective events?
Should I? Yeah. Okay. So we have different spaces, right? So anyone is invited to attend the film screenings to have a look at the films. That's open. Then we also have workshops. Those are strictly for trans people. They don't have to be teenagers. And then we have a room that we create that is for the filmmakers to connect together. And those are for also filmmakers, like trans filmmakers under the age, trans, inter, genderqueer teenagers, and people under 27 can come into this room to network between filmmakers, but that's not an open platform. It's not for like just anyone. It's just for filmmakers, and specifically those whose films have been selected for the film festival. Yeah, did I forget something? No.
Awesome. Is there any particular part of the program that you guys are especially excited about?
Like, we're really excited actually that so many films were handed in. Like, we got like so the submissions is closed now, so you can't send us anymore, but we have 82 films. We got 82 films, from all over, and we're super excited because we have a very like strict like category for filmmakers, right? They have to be trans filmmakers, so that's specific, right? And they have to be under 27, which is even more specific. So we didn't expect to get so many films. So I get what we're excited about is to have got so many films in the first place.
Yes, and from so much variety from so many places around the world.
And so many
That was
styles.
really, yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. I'm really excited to check out all the talent. Where can people buy tickets for the screenings?
Well, basically, well, first of all, it's for free.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is the option to buy tickets in general. Also, when it's for free, you can get in our website. And you also have the option to buy tickets if you wish to
Tell us
donate.
the website.
Oh wow, it's like super long. It's like in the bio of our Instagram.
Okay, cool.
Find us in Instagram,
Yeah.
and there you can see.
So our Instagram is @transteen.filmfest.
Awesome.
And yeah, so there you can also get tickets with donation. You can choose the donation you want to put, and this money will be used for next year, basically, so we could continue. And that's about it.
Yeah, but it was important for us also that this event is free, so that it is economically accessible at least.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, especially to teenagers who
might
not have access to
hide it from their parents and stuff. Like what do you want this money for? You know.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you both so much for your work, and thank you so much for this talk. Looking really, really forward to the festival. What are the dates also of the festival?
It's from the 5th to the 7th of November this year.
Fantastic.
Coming soon.
Yeah.
Adam, Elliot, thank you so much. And everybody check out the Trans Teen Film Festival coming up November 4th through 5th. Did I get that right?
5th through 7th.
5th through 7th.
Yay.
Thanks.
Cool.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you.